And welcome back to another episode of Wrestling is Trash, the nonsensical podcast where we talk everything professional wrestling, past, present, and quite possibly the future. I am one of your co-hosts of Wrestling is Trash, Trash Boy numero uno, Nick Anicelli, coming to you live a beautiful Tuesday. You know, here with my boy Lou, I'm going to introduce, but something's in the air today. You know, I don't know if it's the military man in me or whatever it may be, but man, Lou, I don't know about you. I'm smelling war. How you doing?
Hey, listen, enough with the pleasantries. Enough with the pleasantries. We are at war right now.
War.
It's
But
war
how you
time,
doing today, Lou?
Okay. We are in serious wartime right now. I didn't wear any fatigues. I didn't feel like dressing up for this occasion. But according to Twitter, X, whatever social media device you might want to use, we are at war right now. So you guys well know I'm your homeboy Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash, Trash Boy number 2. And it is a Tuesday, so a couple different things for you guys. You might notice we're looking a little different. We're looking a little snazzier now. We have a new home for our video. So this is a test run. As you can see, we started this video off a little different. That's because we kind of threw this thing together at the last minute, didn't really realize our restream was gonna not cooperate with us. So, you know, bear with us while we get our bearings. But everything looks good here. We seem pretty happy. And
the father of the podcast took care of us.
As always, this master of this house, Random Rob. I lost my train of thought, but that's because we're at war. It's wartime. So as I was saying, this is a Trash Tuesday. We are here on a Tuesday, and we are in the midst of what is being referred to as the NXT AEW battle for the ratings. Is a very exciting time right now in wrestling. So if you didn't know, AEW is airing 2 nights. I don't even know where to start, bro. There's so much shit going on. There's so much going on. I don't even know where to start with this, bro.
I think where it all started, because I was thinking of this today. I had today off work, so I did nothing today. I think it all started from the press conference media scrum from Wrestle Dream, because from my knowledge, the first time I heard of AEW coming on this Tuesday was then, and it was Tony Khan saying, hey, you know, Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever, debut match is going to be then. And that was on a Sunday, last Sunday. And then I want to say that Monday or Tuesday, we'll say Shawn Michaels, but WWE as a whole, but Shawn Michaels because he's the guy on NXT. So we'll say throughout everything. We're going to have Asuka and Roxanne. Cody's going to make a major announcement. We're going to have John Cena in the corner of Carmelo Hayes when he goes up with Braun Breaker, but that ain't it, because now Paul Heyman's going to be in the corner with Braun Breaker, who obviously they're very high on both of these gentlemen if they got two legends in their corner. And then Tony's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to have 3 title matches, I want to say. Right? 3, 2.
So here's the thing. Who shot first? Because
I guess you would say Tony announcing, hey, we're going to be on Tuesday.
Right. But that's not just because he wanted to, he decided to fucking do it on Tuesday.
Baseball
they have baseball on. So he's like, look, we're preempted. We're going to be on Tuesday night. And it's like the 4-year anniversary of fucking Dynamite. It's Tony Khan's birthday. So like he's naming it Title Tuesday, and he built up another great card of content to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like when all that information came out, it was like all of a sudden I'm hearing all this shit about NXT that they're going to have this. It's funny because on our last episode, we talked about it. And literally a couple hours later, it was announced that John Cena is going to be in Carmelo Hayes' corner. And we were like, dude, if this guy mentions some shit like John Cena showing up, I mean, you guys saw the short. We put the short out for you guys to check that. Literally a couple hours later, it was announced officially. And it was like, that was the beginning of the tip of the iceberg. Literally, the super tip of the iceberg.
And of course, you have your tribalism in this, that NXT is better, AEW is better, blah, blah, blah. I think Lou and I I could speak for both of us here. We're just excited for tonight. Tonight was the first time in a long time I've been excited for just weekly wrestling, to be honest. I'm I said it firsthand. I'm going to try the dual hand thing. I haven't done that since 2019 when NXT and AEW first went back to back. I think it'd just be cool to do it. Then, you know, there's a lot I think that goes into this from what I've done reading. Because I try to do like actual research and read actual information. So I think WWE, not even though they'll never say it, I think took it as a threat because, hey, it's another wrestling on our night. And historically, when we went up head to head on Wednesdays, they were winning, right? In the Wednesday night war. Not only are they going just naturally head to head, but then Tony's like, nah, we're going to have a title Tuesday, which is smart. That's very smart on Tony's end. Hey, we're not on our usual night. I need to do something different to do it. Because we've seen before in the past when Rampage, Dynamite are on different time, even just different times in the same day, it affects them. So smart on Tony. I get why he did that. But NXT, just like Raw, they're coming up on media rights too. So they're like, well, we can't go out looking like fucking chumps, obviously. And Tony's like, well, I ain't going to be no chump either. But they're not going to be a chump. But I'm not going to be a chump. No one's going to be chumps. Then Becky Lynch is posting photos of Tony Khan with her book. Jade's got phone calls from Shawn Michaels. Tony Khan said, we're going 30 minutes free. NXT said, we're going 30 minutes free. Tony Khan's like, fucking, I'm going to give you a pre-show.
Look, man, at the end of the day, like, I know there's been a lot of discourse, and I'm going to try to calm down a little bit because I feel like there's so many little things that have gone on this week in the past couple of days that I want to make sure I talk about, and I don't want to miss anything. Just trying to blurt it all out. But at the end of the day, this is good for wrestling in general. Like, I know, again, we constantly talk about tribalism on this show, and, you know, we have our moments where we do pick our sides because we just, you know, it's human nature. But, bro, we love wrestling on this show. That's why we do this. We love it all. And we get enjoyment out of everything. And when there's things we don't like, we point it out. When there are things we do like, we point it out. But this is all good. Healthy competition is good. Like, I want NXT to be great. I want Raw to be great. I want SmackDown to be great. I want Dynamite and Collision to be great. I want it all to be good so that I can watch it all and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people who want one company to fail and the other, and just there being one company, I don't understand that shit. Like, I don't get that.
There was a quote Tony Khan said earlier in the midst of all. Now, granted, he'd been talking shots, calling Triple H, Shawn Michaels bald assholes.
You mean this guy? Where is it? Oh, no, not there.
See?
Damn, I screwed up. Hold on. I'm going to try that again.
But here's a quote that Tony Khan said earlier, which I like. And this is what I like about Tony Khan. In the midst of all this madness, he's going to talk
this guy.
There he is. That's such a great photo. It really is.
That is a fantastic Photoshop right there.
But, you know, he'll talk his shit. And I'm the first to say I love Tony Khan, but I'm very critical of how he acts sometimes on social media.
Absolutely.
Very just not professional. Like, as funny as the bald asshole thing was. Like, probably
like, bro, you are running like 2 or 3 different companies, bro. Like, you,
like, that's just, in my opinion, just not a good look. But this is what he got quoted saying earlier, and I thought it was a great quote. For us in AEW, normally we would do the show on Wednesday. They moved us to tonight. It's a rare thing, and everybody has really taken the spirit of it, and everyone is up for the big fight. That's what wrestling is all about. And I thought that's awesome because it's like in the midst of, in my opinion, like I said, I get the only negative I'm taking, as hysterical and comical it is, and I love it. Him being like, I guess, I don't know the word, because I don't want to say immature or unprofessional because that might sound bad, but being different, I guess, that's what he should be saying about tonight, you know? But in a weird way, him making those comments about people is making it better for tonight. You know, and I don't know. I'm excited, and then we can't forget The Undertaker might be making an appearance. There was a gong at the end of the NXT promo.
So again, all these things were announced. John Cena, and then Paul Heyman cut this video promo saying he's going to be in Braun Breaker's corner. And then they said Cody's going to have a big announcement on the show. And then they were saying matches that were going to happen. And then they start cutting these NXT promos, and then at the end of the promos, it goes black, and you hear a gong. And when I heard that, bro, I remember I was eating some popcorn and shit. I just fucking threw that shit up in the air, like literally. I was like, really, bro? Really? Undertaker is gonna be on NXT now?
To me, this is awesome. Like when I said it last week on the show, when we were like, yo, John Cena, and it happened. And it's like, keep going. I want Tony Khan to bring Goldberg out tonight, for Christ's sake. I want everyone and everything on these shows tonight. But Lou, the one thing we're forgetting in all this, before we dive into news and other bullshit too, is so Full Gear is on a Saturday. And we talked about this on previous episodes ago, that the go-home collision for Full Gear is going to go head-to-head with SmackDown. It's going up on a Friday that week.
Wow.
So if they're doing this
is not the end.
If they're and that Friday for SmackDown is the week before Survivor Series, so they'll be building. So you got to think if they're doing this for NXT, because remember they had the Friday Night War before that. In a month from now, literally, I think like just about a month and like 5 weeks from now, it's going to be the same thing again, and I can't wait. Yeah. And tell me if you think I'm wrong on this. So Tony makes all these comments, right? And says all this crazy shit, which we love. If they don't win, I hate saying this win because we're not ratings guys, but I feel this is what you have to talk about when it comes to stuff like this.
They're not going to win.
If they don't win, does Tony look like an idiot? Not because the show got moved, just because of the comments he's making.
I'm glad you asked me that because this is my opinion on that. No. And this is why. So NXT is on its regular time slot.
Yeah.
NXT is announcing at least 4 legends on their fucking show. I just saw a tweet now, which I love these tweets that says a WWE source. A WWE source close to NXT this morning said tonight will be a very clear example of how and why WWE is WWE and why AEW has a long way to go. So apparently they're planning on putting on this blockbuster show in their regular time slot that they have. And last night on Raw, which we'll talk about that also, I saw this commercial at least 4 times.
Yeah, NXT show. They advertised it heavily.
So Raw is their flagship show. They've got over 1 million people watching that show. They fucking promoted the hell out of it on their 3-hour show on live TV. And all these people are going to be like, ooh, John Cena, The Undertaker, what? Paul Heyman, what? So those people are probably going to tune in. And now you have AEW, which is putting on a fantastic card. I mean, a fantastic looking card. It looks like the show's going to be a whole lot of fun as per usual. And Tony Khan is promoting it on Twitter. He's on Twitter tweeting and tweeting and tweeting about this show. And that's all well and good. But Twitter is not the general public. So I don't have regular television. So I don't know if maybe on TBS they're showing a shitload of Dynamite commercials because I'm not watching TBS programming during the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with that. All I see is that he's tweeting his ass off. And it's like, okay, you're on a different night and you're using Twitter to promote this thing, which is cool for me because I'm on Twitter, but you're going up against the machine. And the machine is pumping out all these legends. So I'm thinking AEW is going to do, I'm thinking that they're going to do maybe their regular 850,000, or they might even like drop down to like 800,000. They might lose like 50,000 just because of the time slot change. And I guarantee you NXT is going to do like 1.2, 1.5 million. Guaranteed.
Okay. So my hot take, I don't even think NXT will do 1 million, to be honest. I could be wrong.
Nah, that's crazy. They're 100% going over 1 million. And the thing is, like, so WWE kind of put themselves in a no-win situation because, like, if they beat AEW,
cool.
Then it's like, well, yeah, of course you fucking beat AEW. You have The Undertaker, you have John Cena, you have Paul Heyman, you have Carmelo versus Braun Breaker with these stipulations. You got all kind of shit going on.
And Asuka.
You have Cody, you have Asuka. Of course you won. You should have won. You brought out all your big guns against the other show. But if they don't win, they really fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Now it's like, ooh, these guys were on a different night. And they beat your show with all that promotion on it. So it's like they put themselves in a no-win situation.
The one thing both shows did that I'm not a fan of tonight, now you may disagree, is AEW, I think, has 6 or 7 matches. And NXT has, I think, I'm trying to think. They have the Braun Breaker. They have the Asuka match. Lola Vice has a match.
Yeah.
They have like a 6-man tag, like Butch and Rich Holland are facing like Gallus or whatever it's called. So they have 4 or 5. But then you have Cody making an announcement.
Right.
Then you have all these people. So I feel both shows are doing too much with too little time. I feel both shows are going to feel very, very rushed tonight. Even with the 30 minutes free.
Right.
Because you got to think. AEW right there. 6 matches, I want to say. Because you got what? You got, is it Jay White and Hangman, right?
Yo, every match tonight is like...
Yeah, it's Jay White and Hangman.
Banger.
Hobbs and Jericho. Saraya and Sheeta.
Yep.
What else is there off the top of my head? Why am I drawing blank? Edge and Luchasaurus. Who's doing the 2 fighting for the TNT title match opportunity? Or is that Hangman and Jay White? No.
No, it's Danielson and
Danielson
whoever
and
wins
Swerve.
between Danielson and Swerve.
So you got 5 there, and then 1 more, and so that's the thing. There's all these great matches, and it's like, fuck, man. That's usually a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. You're putting a pay-per-view on cable, but this commercial, like, I don't know. It's the only thing I don't like about either show is I feel they're going to be rushed and things are going to be quicker. You know, am I wrong for thinking that?
I mean, I don't know about rushed. I feel like the thing is, though, here's the thing with the AEW card. Like, this was the plan. This wasn't like he's adding shit. I mean, I will say he did add the Eddie Kingston and Minoru Suzuki match with all the hype. He did add that because that was not part of the original plan. But when he announced his show last week or whenever he was talking about it, it was this whole card. It was everything. It was set. Like, this was the card you were getting. You were getting Edge. You were getting Danielson and Swerve, Hangman, and, you were getting these matches. So it was done. It's not like during the week he was like, oh, you know what? We're going to give you Danielson and then Swerve, and we're going to do this night. NXT was doing that. They were adding shit like every day.
See, NXT did it wrong, in my opinion, because they heard this and they dropped everything at once. Yeah? Well, we're doing Cena, Asuka, Cody, and Heyman. Those were the big ones. What they should have done was dragged it out more. Like, I get announcing Cena and Heyman because that was on NXT, but you easily could have saved Asuka for one day during the week. Cody, you could have saved till Friday for SmackDown. So that's where Tony, in my opinion, did it smart because he added things, but like they were both playing chess at the same time and one was doing better than the other. But this is, in my opinion, the important one. Tony's advertising was better because he didn't throw out my whole card at once. He threw things out, but then was strategic about what he did it. To me, I thought that was smart. I thought that was very, very smart.
Yeah, man. Again, NXT, I don't want to say that they're desperate. That's not what I'm like trying to say, but they definitely were, like, the way they were just adding shit throughout the week. And then even that Lola Vice match, they added that today, I think.
Yeah, because it's part of the women's breakout, today. The women's breakout tournament.
Yeah, so it's like you guys are like kind of throwing shit at the wall here.
Yeah, it's just, the one thing I'll give, though, AEW's only got that one women's match tonight. And I think that...
Yeah, they really got to figure that shit out, especially after watching Raw last night. Like, bro, Raw last night was awesome. Yeah. They had women all over the show. Women we hadn't seen in forever. Xia Li, like, out of nowhere. You had Shayna Baszler looking like Shayna Baszler.
Indy and Kansas, you know what I mean?
You didn't trot out like Shayna Baszler to go out there and get her ass kicked and be looking up at the lights. Like, no, she went out there and she looked like Shayna Baszler of old, which is wonderful. This is something we've been clamoring for on this show forever. Like, why can't we get NXT Shayna? She's the shit. We even had one segment I really liked was when, first of all, there's a lot of things I liked about that show last night. But when Rhea went backstage to talk to Adam Pearce and Candice LeRae was back there with
Indy Hartwell.
With Indy, like, usually those segments, they go like this. These girls are talking, and then the big bad girl shows up and they just run away. Mm-hmm. Like, and they basically like treat it like jabrones and get thrown off camera. But no, Indy Hartwell was like, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? Like, who are you talking to like that? And then she was like, nah, let's, let's keep our heads. Let's give her money. And she stepped off. Like little things like that, little tweaks like that help make your characters not look like dumbasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they got to start doing stuff like that, though, on a weekly basis, especially WWE, because they promote, like, I'm assuming if they go War Games route next month, there's going to be a women's one, so you have to make credible women for that. And then the Royal Rumble is right around the corner. Yep. You can't just have 3 people in the Rumble that you know are going to win, and everyone there is just a number.
Yeah.
You know, by the week of Rumble, you usually kind of know the favorites. But no, I thought last night was good. I thought it was a good episode of Raw.
And it wasn't just to me. It wasn't just good. It was like the best Raw that I've seen in like
a while.
First of all, this entire year is the best Raw I've seen this year. It's the best Raw that I can remember seeing in quite a while. Yeah. Like you know me, at 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm in bed, bro.
Yeah.
On Monday, I start watching, and it's like once I start seeing the same bullshit, I'm like, I can't do this, and I knock out.
Yeah.
But this episode last night had me there. It was like very interested in what was going on. And especially like people have been saying that Rhea Ripley is like her character hasn't developed and she like sucks as a champion. Seeing her last night, like she was almost like she was almost like breaking down a little bit. Like she was kind of losing it. Like she was losing her shit. Like she was talking to Adam Pearce about like how she wanted to challenge this girl or whatever. The way she was like walking around almost like a goblin, kind of like one of those like cowardly heel characters. Like she's actually building herself up as a character, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And just everything. Even the Raquel and Nia Jax match was actually a good entertaining match.
Yeah.
The Becky Lynch and
Tegan Knox
match was great. Like fucking incredible.
I even liked the Vikings rule match. Ivar's been on a roll.
Yeah. I don't know if they're building him up for something singles, but that worked too.
And I'm also a fan of Bronson Reed going up against Gunther.
Yeah.
And so I've been seeing people online. I kind of want your thoughts on that quick. If Bronson Reed was the one to beat Gunther, granted they're both heels. Like if Bronson Reed, he's been presented right, and he's a big dude, like he's an actual threat. Like, is he a guy you think that could or should take it off of Gunther? Only because, like, I get it. We have the Chad Gables that we'd like to see. Chad Gables really, I think, like the number one people want to see. But say it wasn't him. Like, say that's done. Like, as much as it might not have that feel-good moment, I feel Bronson Reed's not a bad person to lose to.
Yeah.
Just off his size and everything, you know?
Yeah, he could definitely be the one to dethrone Gunther. I just figured it would be a good guy character who would be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because unless they're gonna turn him, babyface or something, but I could see that because he'd make a great champion. I wouldn't mind.
He was a decent.
But it just kind of seems like they were. Well, what was the point of the whole Chad Gable thing if they weren't gonna pull the trigger on him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the point of that whole thing?
I think they did that too soon. Because that was right around the time when you knew he wasn't going to win because Gunther was going to beat the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, so it kind of wants me to lead me into this news that was reported yesterday. And, yesterday seemed like signs of it, maybe even tonight. But PWI Insider, who's pretty, what's the word? Like
reliable.
Reliable. Why am I trying? Well, the belief within WWE is that Triple H has been knighted by Endeavor executives. The game now makes 99.9% of creative decisions, not Vince McMahon. I guess we'll see, but I felt last night was a sign of that, if that is the case. And I think it's because of little things, like not shitting on the talent's name. I'm going to say, let's just be obvious, Vince. Like if Vince was running that show, Xia Li would not have been on our television.
Yeah.
I think Indy Hartwell and Kansas LeRae probably wouldn't have been on our television last night. What other shit just happened? I don't even know if that Ivar Kofi Kingston thing would have happened. So much in that realm, and just the style of matches, the length of the matches, whatever. But I don't know, WWE in both and AEW both seem to be doing really, really good in my opinion. You know, a lot of people are crapping on AEW because of their attendance numbers, but I don't know, man. I can't get invested in shit like that. I'll see the videos and be like, well, that's not good. But when I watched Collision on Saturday, I wasn't waiting to see an empty room full of people.
Yeah.
I cared about what was on my TV.
Yeah. It's kind of complicated because I try to not pay attention to that stuff, but it's kind of fucking important. Like, their numbers are down. They're having trouble selling out these arenas. They're only setting up for like 3,500 people, and they're having trouble selling that shit out. That's not good. I mean, you want your product getting hotter, not getting colder. You know what I mean? And I know that there's seasons and stuff like that. Like, you know, things swing upwards and downwards and stuff like that. I know we have a rough economy, and you know, all these things are a factor. But bro, look at these WWE shows. Them shits are selling out 12, 14, 15,000 people.
They had 14,000 at Fastlane.
Yeah, I mean, they're selling out those shits. I mean, all the time. The Raws are always packed with like fucking 10,000 people, no problem. Like, they get the job done. You know what I mean? And again, it's the machine. They have the marketing. They have the, you know, they have their arenas already set. They already know. They got their pre-orders on top of pre-order. Yeah, they have it locked down. So I don't know, you know, it's hard because I want AEW to continue to succeed. And again, it's weird because when you hear about Warner Brothers Discovery, they can't seem to say enough good things about AEW. Like, they love them. Yeah. They're like, oh, we're so happy with the numbers. And they're always touting numbers, this and that, about how, you know, how happy they are, which is good. But when you look at live attendance and stuff like that, it's getting to the point where, like, sometimes, like, I try not to pay attention to it, but sometimes I even notice some of the camera work. Like, they stay away from showing wide shots. You know, they stay away from certain parts of the arena, and that shit is a little distracting.
Not to be that guy, but when Edge comes out, he's always known from running from one side to the other side, and he's not running to that other side.
Yeah.
And there's a reason.
Last night I was watching Raw, and there was I forgot what match it was. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but something was happening, like, so the ramp is right here, and then you have the ring on the left side of the ring. Something, I think, was it Cody? Somebody was coming out, and they were walking towards the steps to walk up into the ring, and they showed a shot of, like, from the ramp, the bottom of the ramp, the camera was pointing like that way and showing like the whole, and it went wide, like the camera went wide as fuck. So you see like Cody or whoever it was that was there, and then you just see all these people going crazy and all this shit. And I'm like, damn, you never see that like, they never show you that shot in AEW. Like, you never see those wide shots like that. They don't do that shit.
It's but it's nuts because when they do their pay-per-views, they sell out. Like, when I go to Full Gear next month, there won't be a seat in that house. Yeah. So, and then, like we were saying, kind of the presentation, like how you were going from watching Collision, the Fastlane, you know, like that's something. But one thing I saw on, I think it was TikTok. Yeah, it was on TikTok that I thought was actually good is AEW's. I think one of the problems they do is they stay in the same market way too much. Like, we make jokes. They go to Chicago like 6 times a year. But even the other things like Grand Slam, right? They always hype up that show, but they've gone to Arthur Ashe 3 years, and each year the tickets have gone down. The viewership for that show has gone down. Like Wembley. Like, you went to Wembley and you fucking massacred it there. Yeah. Killed it. But then you instantly announce you're going right back there. Like, why not?
They gotta start going to these places that are hungry for these shows that they haven't gone to yet.
And I'm not just saying it because I'm a bias because I'm on the West Coast, but like AEW never comes here, ever comes here. You know what I mean? Now, granted, when they come, like, they're gonna be here for a little bit, but like, you need to be hot, especially now that you have Collision too. Like, yo, you gotta be hopping all over. Like, think about it. Like, they come to you once a year, they come to me once a year, but they go to the Midwest 6 times a year.
I was looking at Ticketmaster today trying to figure out when these fuckers are coming back here. I would love to go to a Collision show. Like, that would be perfect for me, bro.
Perfect.
Saturday
night, yeah.
5 minutes from my house, that fucking arena is right down the street from me. Like, dude, come on, bro, bring that shit over here so I could go to that damn show. But
hell yeah, dude. I'm telling you, weekend shows are the best, especially like a Saturday like a collision. I'll go out to eat, get a couple of drinks or something, go to the show, have fun, go home.
yeah,
Like that's better. Nothing's better than that. And it's like, I think that's a big problem they have. That and the presentation. They stick in their markets way too much in these way too comfortable towns, and their tickets are declining. Like, where were they Saturday? In like Salt Lake City, Utah, or something, like not a place where either company goes a lot.
right.
That's the thing. When they go, that should have been not saying sold out, but they should have easily have had 6,000 people in there when you never go there. So I don't know what they're doing. And the thing is, that, like we were Tony's a smart dude. He is a smart dude. Like, dude, your father owns an NFL team. Like, we need to start getting these crossovers going, like WWE and stuff. Like, and they were doing good. I remember in 2021, after the Bucks won the title, Giannis, one of the well-known basketball players in the world, came out on stage, had the AEW title, and it's like, oh, fuck yeah. And then even before that, when Jay debuted, you had Shaq and shit. Like, you, Tony, you got to start using these crossovers, man. That's going to get, no offense, I love him. I have his jersey in my closet right now, but like Dennis Rodman's not bringing you money, man.
Yeah, and that whole thing was weird anyway. Like,
yeah,
it just
like I get it. You were in Chicago.
It almost seemed like the crowd didn't even pop when he came out, and I'm like, bro, that's in Chicago. Like, how are they not popping for Dennis Rodman in Chicago, dude?
Yeah, so it's like, and I don't think this is us bashing. I think it's because, and I'm one of them, like, you have your real tribalists online who are like, we want AEW gone. Why? So WWE can let off the gas pedal because they don't have, it's obvious they wouldn't have to try as hard.
Yeah, no, you want the competition. Like, there's nothing wrong with having two companies, bro. Yeah. Having AEW is not hurting you. Like, that's what I don't understand.
In my opinion, as a WWE fan, you could argue after Mania in 2018, so after that New Orleans one where Brock beat Roman when everyone thought Roman was going to win, and you know, it was an okay Mania. From then, I'd argue until the pandemic, that was WWE's worst programming. And what was going on pretty much not during that time? No competition.
Yeah.
AEW comes around, they pick it back up.
Yeah, I think 2019 was like, or 2017 to like 2019 was probably like some of the worst
WWE on Raw and all this shit.
It was some of the worst fucking programming ever, like the worst episodes of Raw. Remember that stretch of Monday Night Raw where we were literally getting the same fucking matches every single week?
Yeah.
Like every single week it was the same shit. Like, I remember one stretch where Elias wrestled what was that dude's name? The dude that he was Gunner in Impact Wrestling, and then he came to NXT and he was in like that group, the Forgotten Sons, and then he got called up. The other guys got fired.
Yep.
The other guys got, what the fuck was his name in W?
It's
whatever his name was.
Yeah, Steve Macklin, but it wasn't him. It was the guy with all the tattoos.
I forget what he was called in WWE. But like, I remember there was a 5-week stretch where they wrestled like 5 fucking weeks in a row. And I was like, bro, and they finished it with like that Symphony of Destruction match or whatever that shit was, where they were breaking all that. And I'm like, bro, that match was actually not bad. But it was like, dude, we've seen these guys wrestle like for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And Elias lost like every match. It's like, why are you guys keep doing this shit? And then it was the same thing with Shayna and Nia Jax.
Yep.
They were wrestling like Natty and somebody like every single. It was like, dude, that shit was horrible.
The only good things they did during that time period was Kofi Mania. They did good with Kofi Mania. I guess it was obviously because it was a feel good moment, like Roman coming back from cancer.
Yeah.
And then like The Fiend. They did good with The Fiend. But like,
yeah, but they were even doing all that weird, like Lily and the doll.
And then it got dumb. But like in the beginning, because even then, like as big of a Seth Rollins fan I am, when they did Seth versus Brock, because Roman was sick, Roman wasn't there. Like, yeah, it was cool, but like that wasn't anything to like die for. Oh, and then Becky, the whole Becky rise was great.
Thank God for her.
Yeah. So it's like, but then it's like AEW comes along and made them better. And it's like you hear, like Triple H said in the press conference the other day, like last week he texted Edge and was like, I'm happy for you. Like, good luck. Yeah. Like, yo, that is the the creative, the guy of WWE texting the biggest name, right? Could you argue the biggest name or one of the biggest names in the competition? Hey, man, good luck. I'm happy for you. Like, Edge, in my opinion, Edge ended all this bullshit when he said his shit during the scrum. Then you get Triple H to throw his 2 cents. It's like why are people still arguing?
It's funny because you say that, but like when I saw Triple H saying that, I kind of took it as like I didn't take it as a negative, but I was also kind of like he does shit the way he says shit sometimes. Like it just kind of seems like he has no respect at all or any kind of anything for AEW. Like it's like he was just like, yeah, man, just great, go have a blast over there, collect that money, and
yeah,
we did everything we could do here. Like there's nothing else for you to do here, so yeah, go over there or whatever. You know what I mean?
When AEW first became a thing in 2019, early 2019, like when they made the announcement. So this is before Double or Nothing. Remember the DX won the Hall of Fame and Billy Gunn said, you can't fire me. And Triple H said it. Vince will buy that piss company. And it's
He'll buy that piss company just to fire you again.
But you know what? I'm not saying he's right because I love AEW. I spend money to watch their pay-per-views. I spend money to go to their shows. I watch it every Wednesday. And if I'm home on Saturday, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
But the things we're saying when it comes to their production, the presentation, all this shit, like in a fucked up way, can you say he's wrong? Because they're definitely presented as 2 different things. And I think what aggravates us, maybe I'm speaking for you here if I'm wrong on it, I think it's because I know Tony's got that money to do it. So do it, dog. Do it.
Yeah, yeah, he really, I don't know, man. Again, I don't know anything about numbers or like as far as running a company or anything like that. So he could be doing, he might be doing something that we don't know or whatever, but it's just something that's definitely alarming when I look at, because I once you click on something on Twitter, it keeps showing you the same shit. So once I clicked on that one wrestling account that shows you like the numbers, I get it every week now. Now I get it every week. WrestleNomics or whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
And they also do the seating. And they'll do the seating for AEW and they'll do the seating for WWE. And it's like when you look at the differences, it's like, dude, WWE is running like 3 times the size of the crowd, and they're selling out. And you're having trouble selling out like a 3,500 seat, arena. It's a fucking problem. And and it's not even the prices.
Yeah.
Because dude, I went to that show and I was shocked that I paid $90 and I was on the goddamn floor for that show.
$200 for 2 floor seats to a pay-per-view. Now, dude, I'm thankful for that. Like, thank you, Tony.
It's insane
for those prices too.
It's insane, bro. I was like, I couldn't fucking believe it. Yeah, I couldn't believe how good those seats were. So
yeah, and I think what we get upset or worried is because we love the show. Yeah, because I don't care. Like you have the typical, if you had a friend who doesn't like wrestling, what would you show them? I'm pretty sure if I showed a friend of mine who has nothing to do with wrestling a random episode of Dynamite, they would enjoy it. Like they would enjoy it. And you could argue, right, especially like our age group, male, who doesn't watch wrestling at all, they'd probably like that more because it's more just beating the crap at each other, weapons, things like that.
Right.
So it's like,
more like adult-oriented.
It is, 100%. There's no one can ever make that argument that because on WWE, it's a big deal when they say bitch. You know what I mean? When in AEW, MJF said, fire me, you effing Mark.
Yeah, for real.
But so on the AEW side of things, what are you most excited for tonight? The one match, the one segment. What's the one thing you're really looking for?
There's a couple things actually,
but the one
I'm very excited.
You can say them all, but I want to hear the one.
Oh, I'm Danielson and
Swerve.
That's
fine. Danielson and Swerve.
Are you fucking kidding me? Danielson and Swerve.
We agree, right? The best wrestler on the planet.
Listen, the 2 possibly the best, wrestlers, top 5 wrestlers this year, having a match they've never had before. Like, we've been talking about this show for a long time about Swerve. We need Swerve in the main event. I need Swerve versus Kenny Omega. I need Swerve versus Danielson, Moxley. I need Swerve against all these people. I need Swerve in the world title picture. I don't know if this is the beginning of that, because this is obviously for the TNT title. So I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm a little concerned because you're not going to beat Danielson right now because he's kind of like on this hot streak and they're doing this whole, this might be the last year of my whatever full-time career. So, I don't want to see Swerve take a L, but I know you can't really beat Danielson either. So I'm just honestly curious to see what the finish is going to look like for this match, who's going to win. But I'm excited to see that actual physical match, like the actual match, like super excited.
What I think the finish is going to be, now maybe I have my booking goggles on because I'm going to be there. But so Danielson has faced the Aussie Open as of late.
Yeah.
Well, who's left from the Aussie Open? Who's always with them?
Yeah.
Ospreay, right? So I wouldn't, and I know AEW doesn't go this route often at all. Maybe there's some sort of shenanigans with them, and that's how Swerve gets the win.
Could be.
Because I think it's I think we're eventually about to get Danielson and Ospreay, right? We've never had that or haven't had it.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
But you got to think, right? Why else would he randomly be facing them two?
It's so exciting.
Because the three of them are kind of like a package.
Danielson and Ospreay, bro. That's super exciting.
Yeah. Like I said, maybe I'm biased because that's what I think might happen at Full Gear. But am I wrong in thinking because Ospreay and the Aussie Open are always their thing?
Yeah.
So maybe that's the route they go. And then, because what I think could happen, and then I think at Full Gear, it's going to be Edge versus Christian for the TNT title. And then maybe from there, we get Swerve versus Edge.
Oof. Wow.
Because Edge did say he wants Swerve. He said it in the scrum. I'm pretty sure Swerve was one of those names.
That's one of the
names. So I feel you're elevating Swerve by, even if he's not in the main event, he's facing fucking Edge. That's main event if you ask me, even though it's not for the title. And then you get Danielson losing and whatever shenanigans, and you get him and Ospreay. Like, I feel it's a win-win. I could be wrong, but that's my booking, at least.
Yeah, tonight's card just looks tremendous, dude. And I don't know what she's going to be doing tonight, but I'm super excited about Toni Storm.
Toni Storm.
Listen, Toni Storm right now is killing it. She's completely killing it. Her gimmick. From what I understand, you remember the guy, the guy Crowbar that he used to be in WCW? He was in WCW for like a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's still wrestling and he's like on the indies a lot and stuff like that. Yeah, he's still doing his thing. So apparently he came up with this gimmick and he was calling himself Timeless, and he was doing like black and white videos and stuff like that. So he kind of feels away like that Toni Storm ripped him off. But I started doing my research on it, like looking at his old videos, and it's kind of like, it's not the same. Like, he's doing more of like a spooky kind of weird black and white video, but it's not like old timey. Like, she's doing like old timey, old starlet, Hollywood starlet type shit. So I hope she's not going to be getting any backlash from that whole thing, but because she's just killing it. Like, I would love to know
it.
Yeah, I would love to know like what the hell goes on in that house between her and Juice Robinson. Like,
that charisma.
Like, how do they come up with the shit that they come up with, dude? Because it's just, both of them are like on fire. Like, Juice Robinson is hilarious. She's hilarious.
Tip of the cap to Juice Robinson, if you know what I mean. Tip to the cap.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Because it's just Toni Storm's killing it, bro. I'm excited to see what she does tonight. I don't think she's wrestling tonight, but she had a great match with Kiera Hogan last week. Super fun match. It was great to see Kiera Hogan have a good match where, she's showcased and she's not just thrown out there to be, somebody's squash match and shit. So shout out to Toni Storm. One of those one of those pogs. Those are my favorites.
She is good.
My girls.
Are they married or are they just dating?
I think they're just dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're married.
I got some news on AEW, actually. Not for tonight. PWI Insider. I just refresh. We like to refresh Twitter because sometimes new things happen.
Yep.
Sources at In Demand have confirmed AEW is locked in Saturday, December 30th for a potential new pay-per-view date.
What?
And reports from earlier this year were saying that AEW might start going just like a WWE to the 12-month pay-per-view format. And we could potentially be in it. We had one in August. We had one in September. We just had one in October. We got Full Gear next month, maybe December 30th. That'd be cool. A little way for the end of New Year.
Wow, bro. A pay-per-view on the 30th. Bro, Tony's bugging, bro.
I knew eventually they were going to go. So let me ask you your take.
Did they say where that might be? Because I heard that they're going to run New York at some point at the end of this year.
That was the whole note that I read.
Wow, dude. Jesus. I wonder what that would be. I wonder if he's going to announce that at some point soon.
So now let me ask you, though, because some people have mixed reviews. So one thing a lot of people liked about AEW when it first started was the 4-month pay-per-view format because they were building storylines. So long story short, are you cool with AEW going to a once-a-month pay-per-view thing?
No.
I only am if they're on a streaming service. I ain't paying.
I'm not paying. No fucking way. I'm not going to do it. First of all, the Sunday thing is killing me. Like, I can't do Sunday pay-per-views anymore, bro.
I can't.
I work too early Monday morning. You know, I have to be up. I have to be at work at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. And I literally have to wrangle children. Okay. Grown-ass children. I'm babysitting. Okay. So it takes all my energy to focus on these people to get them what they need to get them to do what they need to do. So I can't because for Wrestle Dream, I told my crew Friday, I said, okay, guys, Monday, I'm going to be late. I'm coming in, but I'm going to be in at 8 o'clock. Okay. So when you get in, have your quick meeting and go do this until 8 o'clock. Bro, when I came in, these people were in the back. I came in actually early. I came in at 7 instead of 8. Because I was like up and I was like, nah, I can't. I need to get in. So I went in and they were fucking chilling. And one of my girls that works for me was like, oh, I thought you called out today. I said, I ain't fucking call out. So that's what I had to deal with. So these Sunday pay-per-views, I can't. I can't, give me Saturday, bro. Just go to Saturdays, dude. It's just so much better. I mean, and honestly, they can't go to Saturdays now because they have fucking Collision. So they can't even do Saturday pay-per-views if they wanted to.
And my thing is, too, like, the runtime on them's long. Tony will never go over 4 hours, but my man will push 3 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
He made that pretty much known. He made that known.
Again, Wrestle Dream for me, it's not hyperbole, bro. That shit flew by. Flew by.
Usually for me, they even fly by. Wrestle Dream is the only one, and I think it's just because I was dead exhausted. Yeah. And then, of course, like I said, and then the media scrum, that doesn't start till like 30 minutes after.
Oh, yeah. See, and that's the thing, too. Like,
and you don't want to
watch the show. I want to watch the show, and then I want to watch the fucking scrum afterwards. So it's like I don't turn the show off and go right to sleep. I got to drive home from the theater. I take a shower, and then the scrum comes on, and I want to actually watch that. But then you're talking about being up till like 2:30 in the freaking morning.
So my thing is, why don't you start these things at 7 Eastern? Why do you got to start? Maybe now, this is the business side of things that we don't know.
Right.
But what if you started at 7 instead?
Yeah, I don't see the point of doing do the freaking 0 hour at 6.
It's already on a Sunday, so it's not like you're really worried about people coming from work and things like that. Who gives a shit?
If you're running a show all night long, who gives a fuck if it starts at 7 or if it starts at 8 o'clock? Start it at 7. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Get that. But knowing Tony, he would start it at 7 and still end that shit at midnight and have a 0 hour at 6. So we'd be just giving another hour of fucking wrestling. It's like, no, that's not the point, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to go to streaming if they're going to do this monthly. Because here's the thing.
If they do that, I'm fine, Yeah,
because here's the thing. I want to pay. Cool. I want to pay to watch these shows because the site is great because it's free, but it's not the same quality.
I don't know what you're talking about. I disavow any knowledge of any site of any kind.
But you have that, but it's not the same quality. Like the few times I have paid the $50 to watch it, it's just better. It's like watching normal TV.
And you know how many times I've watched these shows and I want to rewatch it and I can't because I will have to go pay for fucking. Well, I mean, if you pay for it at home, you can, but like I go to the theater to watch it, and then that's it. I'm asked out. I watch it there, and then it's over. I have to find nefarious ways to get online and find that shit, and which I don't want to do that. I'd rather support you.
Yeah.
And have it on my nice TV with my remote where I don't have to freaking beam anything and just go, bam, here we go. Like Peacock.
And Peacock, I just think, I do think it's a matter of time, though. Like, I would be very shocked if in 2024 AEW is not on a streaming service. I'd be very shocked.
Yeah, it's supposedly this guy's been not Sean Rossap, this other guy from the Matt Men podcast. He's been pretty adamant that next year they're gonna end up on
what HBO Max? Yeah, the Max app.
Yeah, because they're gonna open up a sports page, and they're gonna have like an NFL, some NFL games, and some NBA games or whatever. Yeah. And then I guess they're just gonna add an AEW page on it. So I don't know.
Man, I'll say this because, like I said, I open Twitter while we talk sometimes. The WWE superstars are doing great promoting this show. My first 3 tweets: Trick Williams. Today about to be crazy with the eye emoji. Grayson Waller, please stop calling me. I'm busy tonight. And it's a photo of his phone saying idiot boss and then in parentheses NXT. Wow. And then Ivar sending out tweets.
This is so crazy, dude. This is great. Like anybody who doesn't like this.
Yeah.
Like it's just, how could you not love this, bro? This is amazing. Bro, they got the Undertaker. I can't believe that. Out of all things, we haven't seen the Undertaker on TV in how long? And he's popping up on NXT.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think.
Crazy.
Besides the Hall of Fame, Tiffany Stratton, the bald asshole broke him out of jail. Tiffany Stratton just said, don't forget to watch NXT Mania tonight.
Nice.
But no, I'm trying to think. The last time we saw Taker. Oh, well, Raw 30 when he was in the ring with Bray Wyatt.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's when he was the American Badass.
Yep.
So hopefully that's what he's doing. I don't want to see no dead man shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
he's in an interview that he was done with the dead man. He will only.
Yeah, I don't know if he's. I mean, again, I don't know what they're planning on doing or whatever. But I know that Baron Corbin's been coming out on a motorcycle. So please don't tell me that you're having the Undertaker come back to fucking do something with Baron Corbin of all people.
I heard it was Joey Gacy.
But yeah, then there's the Joe Gacy thing that he's having this whole schism. He's having a whole breakdown, so there might be something with that. We'll see. I like Joe Gacy, man. He's been fucking wrestling for like forever. The guy deserves like a chance to be on a big stage and like, show his talents and shit.
Yeah, no, the guy's really smart. I'm a fan of him. I just think, like I said, I texted to you last night. We had a great episode of Raw last night. Both of these shows are going to be good tonight. Like you just know they're both going to be.
Look at this.
Nick
Hausman is reporting a source within WWE said, what we open with and what they open with won't compare. Tonight's going to be crazy.
Well, they said Cody's opening. That was announced, Cody's opening. So I hope Cody announcing the Dusty Road Classic isn't, ain't it?
Again, that's what I think he's going to do now.
So that's what I was thinking until I heard that.
Yeah. So I don't know, bro. Like I said, I would assume that he's going to come out, reintroduce the Dusty Classic and name some people, and some jabroni's going to come out, start some shit with them, take a Cody cutter, take a Crossroads, and then, Cody's out of here. That's what I'm assuming they were going to do.
And that's why you can't let tweets like that out. Because I'm sitting here thinking, what the fuck? Say it's not Cody, but what could they physically announce that they're that confident in that statement?
Because if they open, so I'm going to assume that they're going to open the show. I'm going to assume AEW is going to open with Rey Fenix and Jon Moxley, who we completely forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
That match is happening tonight.
Moxley's getting the title back, I assume.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they're going to start with that because all these international title matches always start the show. Yeah. So you're going up against that shit. Good luck to you. You better be putting on a fucking really good opening match if you're going to compete with that, because I'm watching the shit out of that.
See, and here's the thing, and here's where I agree with you. But that announcement is going to attract the more average eye than the Moxley Phoenix match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Cody.
And it's
if you're
like,
starting the show with Cody, that's
like that's where I feel AEW's got to work on things, because you should want to be like everyone, not just us hardcore fans, everyone. The average fan should be like, I want to see that over an announcement.
Yeah. Can I say something about Cody? Can we stop with the fucking? Do we really have to do the whoa? Do we have to do that like 6 times a show? Like, is that
being there live? Being there live, it was really, really cool to do, though.
Because it's like so stupid. Because they're playing his song and everybody's just like, they're waiting and waiting until then. Whoa! Like they did that shit 6 times last night.
I'm a sucker for crowd chants, so I'll always say yeah.
It's like, come the fuck on,
bro,
man.
You want to know how much of a mark I am? I was mad that Jey Uso didn't get an entrance at the Raw I went to because I wanted to do my arms. Like
I actually missed his entrance last night. I walked back in here and he was already in the ring. I was like, fuck.
I'm such a mark for that.
I wanted to see that entrance. That's just hard.
But even like with AEW, like I'm a sucker for the chants. Every show, I'm just a sucker.
One thing I did want to kind of throw out there, man. Shout outs to I don't know if it's WWE Creative or if it's the Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, bro. These two guys went from like being told, oh, which one are you? Like people couldn't tell them apart, and they said they were just whatever. They went through this whole metamorphosis of like the when they were doing the entrance with the with their face paint and all that shit and the dancing, and then it turned into like the Uso penitentiary shit and all that with the New Day and all, just the way that they are right now, where Jimmy is like, Jimmy literally thinks he's the tribal. He thinks he's the tribal chief. Like he really thinks he
never even here.
Yeah, he thinks he's the tribal chief. Like it's hilarious. Like he thinks he's in charge.
Yeah.
Like, do you see a couple episodes ago where Paul Heyman's talking and Jimmy goes,
yeah.
Paul was like cutting a promo and Jimmy just sticks his hand on. Paul looked at him like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Paul Heyman's going great because of Jimmy.
Like, give me the Roman, give me the mic thing. It's like, he really thinks he's a tribal chief. And then on the other hand, you got you got Jey, who's like, he's got this newfound freedom. He's a babyface now. He's got the crowd behind him. He's an underdog. Nobody trusts him. He's trying to make his own way. And it's like, dude, it's so great how they are telling this story with these two brothers, and they don't have them interacting at all. Like they didn't interact at all in Fastlane, and they were both in the same building. I don't know when's the last time they were both like in the same building like that or whatever. But
Friday on SmackDown.
No interaction. Yeah. Just shout out to them, man. The story there is fantastic.
You got to think because you got to think that's them versus each other at Mania this year, right? Like you got to think that's where this is eventually going to, especially with him having the tag titles and can technically go on, even though it doesn't matter, but they can go to SmackDown. You got to think it's going that route, right?
They could do that. It'd be Jimmy and Solo. Ooh.
But my question for you on the AEW side, we already got one match announced for Full Gear, and it's the world title match. MJF defending against Jay White. You think Jay White's doing it? Because I don't know if he's gonna, but when he came out on Collision with that title, it looks pretty good on him.
It looked great. And that's the problem. Whenever in my experience, whenever they do something like that, where the guy takes the title and runs around with the title like it's his,
they don't win.
They usually don't do the change, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's great seeing him with the belt. It looks natural to me. I would like him to hold the original championship because I don't think the Triple B should be passed around. Like that's MJF's belt. Like that's his thing. They go back to the regular AEW belt, or maybe they make a Switchblade one. I don't know. I'm not really too big a fan of like these personalized belts either. They should save that for like, they shouldn't do that for everybody. But I know it's going to be a hell of a fucking match. That's for sure. Yeah. Jay White and MJF, that's going to smack. So I'm all for it. I'm ready. Who's going to win? I'm assuming MJF will retain, but because as he said to Kenny Omega on Being the Elite, 26 more days, you fucking bitch. That shit had me laughing.
Yeah,
that shit had me laughing.
And he'll do over. I think he'll be the first one to do over a year as champion.
Yeah.
Which
He'll have the longest.
and now, granted, it's 4 years, but still, it's a long time.
Yeah. He'll have the longest reign in 26 days. So, or 25, 24, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is now. That's nuts. I think Full Gear is going to be good because you're going to have that. I'm assuming you're going to have Edge and Christian. I think the way the women's division is going, you might have Saraya and Tony because Tony's really hot right now.
Oh, yeah.
Unless Mercedes debuts. Yay. That was perfect timing. Yeah.
There she goes.
Either debuts at that show or fights at that show because it's LA and she's presented obviously as like a Hollywood person.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And supposedly she's healthy. She's healthy. I saw a report today that she's healthy and she's planning to challenge
Julia.
Julia, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see about that. But
do we think she wants to go to AEW as much as we want her to show up at AEW?
I don't think I think she wants to go there, but I don't think she wants to sign there.
I don't think so either. I think she wants
to show up, do a program or something like that, but I don't think she wants to be tied down to like anybody right now. I think she's happy just kind of being like this free agent and going to Japan when she wants to go to Japan and, you know, working those shows. So
I'm waiting for her to show up at Impact. I'm assuming eventually her and Trinity are going to do something.
I don't think she's going to do that just because I don't think she wants to take shine away from Trinity. I think she wants to kind of let Trinity shine on her own over there and do her thing. And because let's face it, if she shows up over there, it's like we love Trinity, but we're talking about Mercedes, bro. She's a much bigger attraction, like than Trinity is.
And Trinity is killing it over there.
No, of 100%.
Yeah.
But again, if Mercedes shows up there, it's breaking news everywhere. Every fucking wrestling podcast is gonna, lose their mind. Yeah. She's just a bigger name. So I think she doesn't want to take away from Trinity going over there. You know what I mean?
No, which makes sense. And then,
so I saw an interesting bit of news today regarding a certain someone who I used to be a big fan of.
Oh, yes. I was actually going to mention this.
Mr. Clark over here. The formerly known as Velveteen Dream, one of the most promising young NXT stars that I think that company has had ever. Had some troubles. We don't need to get into exactly what happened there because it's all hearsay and he said, she said, or he said, or whatever the fuck is going on there. But what I found odd was that that part I didn't. So supposedly he's been going to therapy and things are going well, but that's not the part I found odd. The part I found odd is that he's been hanging around the Performance Center. So he's actually been hanging around there the past few weeks, and he was there yesterday, supposedly.
So Sean Ross Sapp debunked that actually.
Really?
Yes. Let me see if I can pull it up because I don't want to say you're wrong if you're not.
Oh, see that? You see, guys? You see what happens when you talk shit? I saw that.
But no, that would be very odd because I saw it too.
Yeah, I saw that and I was just kind of like, wait a minute, huh?
Let me try fucking pulling it up.
You telling me, let me see if his name is Brian Clark, right? Or
did it play?
Bell.
I don't even know how to fucking spell that.
Velveteen Dream.
Didn't John Cena put him over big time?
Yeah, he was the next big thing, dude. He really was. He just, he fucked up.
Some real bad stuff.
Yeah, again, no need to even go there, but just very odd that this news came out today.
Yeah,
especially
so he said WWE has told us that they heard empathetically out of the Performance Center that Velveteen Dream has not been there. Do you ever see him getting back in the wrestling business in general?
I mean, maybe somewhere.
Who's going to want to touch that?
I definitely don't think. Listen, bro, if fucking what's his name can work in Puerto Rico, what's his name? Why can't I remember his name? The dude that was in Bullet Club. what the fuck is his name? Why can't I ever remember somebody's name when I bring them up, dude?
I don't know what happened. I don't even know what happened, to be honest.
He was fucking around with some underage
Okay.
girls, but he was like, yeah, but it was in England, so it was it's
You
okay
tried
because by
pulling that
law,
shit.
15 is the legal age. I'm
Yeah.
like, dog, really, bro?
You can pull that shit.
If you are not like, if you're over the age of 20, you should not be dating anyone whose age ends it with the word teen. Like,
Yeah.
you should be in your 20s and up. Like, so I'm sorry. No, but no, that's gross. So he still wrestles. He still wrestles in fucking Puerto Rico, and he still trains with a bunch of people. Like, I've seen pictures with him and like Malachi Black and Riddle. So like, he's still training with these people, but he's not like, there's no fucking way he's gonna end up in AEW or anywhere like that. So, but he can still go out there and wrestle. So I'm sure that this guy can go wrestle somewhere. It just won't be for one of the major, definitely one.
I hope Malachi Black comes back soon.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him go on a nice singles run.
He's dealing with an injury, isn't he? Something?
I don't know. He did some video the other day talking about, I'm not injured. I'm just, I'm here. I'm ready. It was one of those videos that I get super annoyed because I'm like, how do you have, like, I know Tony has like all these people on the roster and it's hard to get everyone you want to get on TV, but bro, how do you not have something for Malachi Black, bro? Like, the dude's so creative. Just put him in a program for the TNT title. Just throw him in there. Throw him in there, the fucking international title picture. Something.
So I saw a conversation online the other day. I want your opinion. Whose run in AEW, I guess, has been more disappointing, him or Keith Lee?
I would say Keith Lee because they just came off of the Trios title run. And I, somewhat enjoyed the Trios title run. They had those, stipulation matches or whatever, and the entrance was banging.
Yeah.
The entrance is always banging. So I'm gonna say Keith Lee because Keith Lee's problem is that he like hasn't figured out what he wants to be. Ever since the Swerve in Our Glory thing, he's just kind of like disappeared. And he came back and he was like a giant magician with
wizard
like
bullshit.
He was like some kind of wizard or some shit with this big ass robe and hood, and then he
went
let
all
his
gray.
the gray beard and the gray hair, and I was like, what's going on? And now he's dyed his hair and he's kind of like back to like Keith Lee form. So, it seems like they're using him a little more now. They got him cutting promos and shit on TV. So let's see what happens. But if you're gonna choose between the two, I'd go with Keith Lee being more disappointing.
It's just, I say him only because he had a great run in NXT, and he was
like the first double champ.
Yeah, then he was promising in the beginning of his WWE main roster run. Remember, he beat Randy Orton on a pay-per-view. And then,
I mean, I wouldn't say promising.
In the beginning, the first couple months.
Well, in the beginning, yeah, when he came out in the Rumble, he squared up with Brock. That was interesting. And
then I don't know what happened. I don't want to be the guy to think that it was an actual. I know he had his health problems, but then he came back. I don't think the weight. Do you believe a weight thing could have been a problem? Like that they just didn't like.
I mean, he's always been, I know he's had health issues, but he's always been the size he is, bro. He's a big dude. That's his thing. He's Keith Lee.
Do you think he was ever asked to lose weight, like people assume? Like Gunther, because now look at Gunther.
I mean, maybe in WWE. I don't think in AEW
I meant just WWE.
Oh, in WWE, 100% they told him to lose weight.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee somebody there told him, especially when Vince was in charge. He fucking for sure told him, maybe you should lose a couple pounds, tone up, get in shape, and we'll see what we can do.
I was just more. I'm only disappointed in his AEW run because I'm a big fan of Keith Lee.
Yeah,
like I'm a big fan because I'll admit. But until I never really got big into indie wrestling, to be honest. Not until like AEW really came around, just because you would see all these people, and then I'd be like, all right, I need to see who this person is. So you kind of do the research. But I'll never forget when I saw Keith Lee on my TV for the first time, it was at a takeover. And like, remember how they used to do people in the crowd thing?
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he looked older then. I was like, this dude's gonna be around for like a cup of soup, I was thinking. And then he debuted and he was great, and I was hooked. I was like,
Keith Lee. I first saw Keith Lee when I was like, I found out about Brian Cage, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, this guy looks like a goddamn, like, he looks insane.
Yeah.
And then because I saw a compilation video of finishers, and he was doing a drill claw, and I love that move. That move is like, that's one of my favorite finishers ever. Like when I used to have WCW NWO Revenge, WWE No Mercy, the video game, like I always use that because that was Scott Steiner's finisher.
Yeah.
Now Brian Cage calls it the drill claw. So I saw some compilation video of finishers, and I saw Brian Cage doing a drill claw, and I was like, who the fuck is that guy? So I went to go look him up, and I saw a match between him and Keith Lee. And I was like, I watched the match. So I saw Keith Lee, but I wasn't paying attention to him. I was like, oh, he's cool, but I was like more focused on Brian Cage. And then when he showed up at NXT, I was like, oh, I remember that dude. I remember watching that match. And then I kind of went back from there. But as far as indies, I didn't know a lot of these people, bro, until they popped up in NXT. Yeah, like Finn Balor. I didn't know shit about Prince Devitt. Like, I didn't know shit about him. Nothing. None of his New Japan stuff, Bullet Club shit. I didn't know about any of that shit until I saw him in NXT.
So I knew about him. I knew about Adam Cole, like when he debuted.
Yeah.
O'Reilly and Fish. I knew of them. I knew KO, Sami Zayn, like those guys. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very intrigued on tonight, though, man. I'll admit.
We're counting down. We're half an hour away from
So I guess we should
0 hour, man. Half an hour away.
Probably wrap it up then here soon.
So is that on TV or is it on YouTube?
So I think that's on YouTube.
Oh my god, bro. Let me see if that shit's live. The page is live yet. Fucking Tony Khan, bro. This is unbelievable. We're having a 0 hour for a TV show, bro. Yeah, look at it. It's right here. There's 2.3. There's 2,300 people waiting in the lobby right now to watch the show.
Yep, I just clicked it. It's live in 11 minutes, so it's actually a 45 minute. It's actually a 45 minute.
Bro, this guy is bugging, bro.
Oh, dude,
it's probably gonna be like it's probably just gonna be like a bunch of
video packages.
They're gonna have a bunch of clips and stuff like that hyping up the show, and then they'll have the match. So we'll see. But I got it loaded up. It's ready to go.
I'm just happy.
I'm down. Eddie and Minoru Suzuki, bro. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I want to see this match.
So,
and it's what I love is that it's on YouTube, so I can watch it whenever I want.
Yep.
I love that shit. That's a great fucking deal. I literally watched Saturday morning. I woke up. Was it Saturday or Sunday? I think it was Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Because it was Saturday. So Saturday I woke up, and I woke up like at 7 a.m. I got up, took the dog out, made breakfast, and I usually watch Ring of Honor, but I haven't watched Ring of Honor in like 2 months. So I was like, I want to watch something, but I don't want to watch like 3 hours of it. And I was like, it's time to rewatch Serena Deeb versus Riho for like the 27,000th time from the Double or Nothing buy-in, and I clicked. It's to the point now where I go to YouTube and I press RI and it fills in Riho versus Serena Deeb, and I just click on it and it plays, bro. Love that match. And I'm so glad that it's just there and I can watch that shit whenever I want to watch it.
That's dope, though.
It's such a great match.
It was. I remember that one. That was a good one.
And we need ratings Riho tonight. I don't know why Tony Khan has not announced Riho has something to do with one of these shows tonight, but we need ratings Riho. She brings in the rating. Have you ever heard about that shit? Do you have any idea why I've been posting that shit on Twitter or whatever?
No. So when I remember, didn't like She had like an insane quarter-hour number or some shit.
Whenever she comes on like Dynamite or something, like for some reason, her time slot spikes in the fucking ratings.
I like Riho personally.
Yeah, Riho rules, dude. I love Riho. So I'm like, hey, Tony Khan, if you want to win tonight, bro, you gotta get Riho on the show somehow.
Ratings Riho. Yeah, because you was that you? Yeah, you made the video, right? Yeah, with Triple H with Riho's music.
The Triple H with Riho's music. That shit. I like so stupid. Like I made that video and I synced it up or whatever, and I was like watching and just laughing here by myself in the house, like literally like belly laughing like a fucking idiot. Like, it's so funny, so stupid, so stupid. All the things that make me laugh.
Wrap it up for us here. I'll go first since Lou's got control on the button.
So this was the 0 hour Wrestling is Trash.
The negative 0 hour, we'll call it.
Negative 0 hour.
But you can follow me, Trash Boy Numero Uno, Nick Anicelli, right there on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and Instagram. But most importantly, follow us on social media at Wrestling Be Trash on Twitter. I'm trying to do a little more polls, trying to get interactive there. So if you're on X or Twitter, I'm going to post the poll after the shows tonight. Simple. What was better? You click and let me know. I don't participate in these votes because I want to see how many people actually do. But on YouTube, follow us at Wrestling is Trash. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. You guys, our views last week were insane. Our subscribers went through the roof. So thank you for all the new ones. Thank you to all the old ones. Please watch them. And the comments have been going up. Let us know, because by the time this realistically goes up, the war will have already started. So no one's going to be worried about this episode until probably tomorrow if we're being.
Oh, yeah. The views tonight will be trash. But
let us know. Let us know what show you thought personally was better. Because I know Lou and I will be talking. Obviously, we talk every day. But we'll on air say probably some things we liked about this, going on. Unless some wild shit pops up in the news or the wrestling world that focuses our attention. But we'll probably give our thoughts on. But yeah, so comment. Let us know which one you thought was better. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Take us home, Lou.
Oh, yeah. Did you see CM Punk? There's currently no talks between CM Punk and WWE.
I'm telling you, as cool as, like I said, to throw my quick thoughts out there, as cool as it would be that first night, especially if it's a Survivor Series, you're going to get a massive pop out of me. And I'll watch to see what happens. I'm not itching for CM Punk.
Yeah. There's too much going on right now. There's too much going on right now for me to be like sweating this guy, wondering when he's going. I don't care. If he shows up as a surprise, it will be even better for me.
Each company is doing fine without him.
Yeah, if he shows up as a surprise, it's even better for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show. And I am Trash Boy number 2. Numero dos. Host of the Everything Podcast. Goes of Wrestling is Trash. Rhea Ripley simp. I folded like a fucking bag of laundry if she would look at me like that. So I don't know how Jey Uso did it, but God bless that man. You can find us at Wrestling is Trash on Instagram. From there, you hit the link. You'll have access to all our content, including this YouTube page right here if you're watching the video. We thank you so much for the views last week. My God, you guys really ate up last week's video, man. So we're happy to provide that for you. We got some comments on the page. We got some new subs. We're almost at our goal for the year, which I won't say what the goal is, but if we get there, we're going to celebrate. So thank you guys so much for the support. And listen, let's get ready. 5 minutes from now, we're going to start the 0 hour. So let's go. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Enjoy wrestling.